Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm here today to deliver a very important message. I'm here to talk about a mission that you probably are going on or want to go on if you're watching this channel. And it's the heroic mission of solopreneurship. And today in this video, what we're going to be talking about is the easiest way to accelerate your solopreneur heroic mission that you're embarking on. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing today, guys. And as you can see, there's a ducky in the pilot seat of this rocket that I have so expertly drawn. I don't really have a reason for it. I just think that's a heroic mission for that duck. And that's to me kind of what like business is like. Business is like getting strapped in as a duck to a rocket and you're just kind of figuring it out as you go. So that's the metaphor that I've created for today's video. And basically what we're going to be talking about is solopreneurship. Okay, so while we're on the topic, we're going to switch up to heroic mission mode with the sunglasses. And that's just, it's how you have to do it, right? These are the rules. So I want to talk about solopreneurship, my thoughts on it, and then we'll dive into some like big brain kind of, here's how I think about it, because I am a solopreneur. I think you can be a solopreneur, and if you have one person underneath you or a few people underneath you that are like 1099s, I still think you fall into the category of solopreneurship. You're not putting anyone on a W-2, you're not like hiring employees. That's where I think you're now moving actually out of the territory of solopreneurship. And so I personally, I like it. I think that solopreneurship is becoming bigger and bigger because nowadays with the right systems and with the right amount of automation, with the right understanding of how to build the actual system and ecosystem that you're trying to create, solopreneurship's actually like pretty easy to achieve like pretty big numbers with solopreneurship. And especially because I think marketing nowadays has allowed us to be able to, if you know how to market the right types of products with the right types of fulfillment and understanding like what your goal is overall in revenue, how many units you need to sell, shit like that, you can make just as much money as a 30-person company because the 30-person company has a bunch of fucking margins. And while yes, they're a bigger organization than you, when you look at the CEO, the owner of the company, like you're taking home just as much as he is. And so what the fuck's the point of having all this complexity and headache and stuff in your life, having to deal with other people? I remember I called my mentor once and I was explaining to him, I want to like build this big company. And he's like, you know what's the worst part of people? I was like, what? And he goes, they never do what you tell them to do. Like it's never what you said to do. And I laughed at that because he's so much further ahead than me. Like he's, ran a company where he had 25,000 employees, 5,000 employees, he's run teams of 70 people, 20 people. I mean, it's all sides of the spectrum. I remember when he explained this to me, I was resistant to it at first, but eventually I started to realize the genius of it in that it allows you to be flexible and mobile. And I'm not saying that starting a company and having employees and all that type of stuff is wrong necessarily. That's not my thoughts. It's that you got to actually want to do that. If you want to do that, it's like chess or fucking fishing or whatever, like a hobby. Do you want to do that? Do you want to be responsible for hiring people? If the answer is yes, then like, awesome, go for it. Do it. Like 100% you should do it. But if not, don't feel obligated to do that just because everyone says, well, the only way to grow a business is through you, and for you to make a lot of money, sir, is by running a corporation. It's not true. And I think solopreneurship, especially in this world of creator economy and understanding like how to sell your own information, how to sell leveraged products, let's just say that, solopreneurship is very attainable. And I personally think that it's very attractive because high profit margins, you're able to take home a lot of cash if you know what you're doing and you're good at it and you're at like the top, 1 to 5% of people who do this. That to me is a huge positive. I love that. Because then I don't have to have the burden of a massive organization and I can still make a shit ton of money and then be smart with that money, et cetera, et cetera. So, I personally, I like solopreneurship. I don't want to go build a massive company just because other people say that's what they want to do. You may want to do that. I personally like staying at home and like reading books and shit and like chilling out and thinking about the world and working out and just being able to live my life and interact with people, go to dinners, do stuff like that. I don't want to be work all the time. I don't want to be the person who didn't get to experience life, whose entire life was just work. I can make a great living and realize the fact that I'm going to make a ton of fucking cash and I'm way ahead of most categories of my life. And it's okay to like want to be able to actually enjoy your life, go out, travel, see the world. Like, you're going to have seasons where you lock down and you just get a bunch of shit done. But because I know I like to flex back and forth between a lot of focus and not focus, and a lot of focus and not focused, in terms of like traveling and like what I'm focusing on. Sometimes I'm in my head and thinking about what's the next big move. Other times I'm executing on those moves to get shit done. Because that's so sporadic and random, I don't really want to have the responsibility of other people in terms of like, you're dependent on me to be able to even make a living. Like, you're a W-2 essentially. I don't want that. I'd rather keep it as simple as possible. So guys, like, if that appeals to you and you listen to this and you go, you know what, I'm kind of in the same boat as you, Nick. I'd like to be able to, like, if I just want to drop everything and go to Spain and stay in Spain for a month, or if I want to be able to go do this or that or whatever, I just have a lot of cash, be able to like not have to worry about that type of stuff, then awesome, this video is for you. If that's not the case and you're like, you're a fucking idiot, you don't understand this and this, and all that stuff, right? Like, then, hey, sorry, guess what? You were not the person this video was made for, right? If this is CNN, you're a Fox viewer. If this was Fox, you're a CNN viewer, you know, like, wrong audience. Go watch someone else's stuff. Go watch the Empire guys. Woohoo, go build your empire, okay? We're gonna talk about how to make off with a ton of cash and live a fucking super awesome life on a heroic mission of solopreneurship. So what I kind of think about with solopreneurship is that, I guess with everything, I try and extract to the highest principles and then just operate from there and think from there, because I find that to be the most useful overall for, you know, me understanding what do I need to do, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so there's basically 3 areas of solopreneurship, okay? There's the product and skill, there's the sales and marketing, and there's the system and automation, okay? And so in each one of these areas, how you can kind of view it is you can rank yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. What I think you got to realize is this is what makes the money, right? Hence the dollar sign. This is what makes it easier. So, I mean, let's just call it, I don't even know what the fucking symbol should be for this. Like, this is just what makes sure things get done. It's easier. It's more efficient, whatever the symbol is for that. And product and skill, like, this is really what you're selling. Okay. So I'm going to do like a present, right? That's what you're actually selling. That's what your deliverables are. And so I think what happens is that a lot of people will look at these 3 different areas. They maybe don't even consciously do this, but we kind of all almost fall up on the same patterns. Because realistically, like, if you think about it, let's just look at these different areas. You know, we've got the green, which is our product and skill, like how we do what we do, the quality of what we do for our specific area, our domain of expertise. It could be, you know, you're a branding expert. It could be that you're a copywriter like me, and it's a direct response thing in marketing. It could be that you are a bodybuilder. It could be that you are a Amazon FBA coach, whatever it is. It's your quality and ability to transfer that knowledge to people or just get results, like your skill at your thing. Okay, that's one category. The next category, your sales and marketing, that's your ability to sell that stuff to people and get people interested. Systems and automation, right? That's to actually organize it, make it more efficient, and get all of it going. So these different areas, they kind of like turn into this bar chart for yourself, and you can rank yourself like, okay, like, hey, you know, here's where I'm at in these different areas, right? I'm really, really good at the sales and marketing. I'm kind of decent at my sales and marketing. I'm kind of decent at my skill. And then I have, let's say, on my systems and automation, I'm not that high. Like, I'm right here. So I'm like, just snapshot. This is someone's profile, right? This is where someone stands or someone is on some given fucking timeline, right? I don't know who this is. This is Timothy. This is Himothy. Our avatar that we're talking about right here, right? So like, you have this, and think about it like a baseball card. Ray Dalio from, I think it was Bridgewater was the name of his firm, but guy who's written Principles, great author. He talks about this where they would have these baseball cards for everyone in the office where they would like rank them on certain things. And I think that's a useful metric to just like ask yourself, you know, if you were like a video game character and this was your heroic mission and everything that you had to go on, you know, what would you want your ranking to be for these 3 areas? You'd probably want to max it out. 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. That's how you're going to make the most money and be able to do it in the most efficient way, and make the most people happy, which leads to making more money, like overall. I mean, just for good product fulfillment and good products. Like, you want to max these things out. And I think it's important to realize that, like, what some people do or what some people focus on is like, hey, I cannot grow this and focus on this at the same time. And I can't do that while doing this. And sure, there's seasons where maybe you need to pour like a lot more focus and energy into one area, like the product and skill area. But I think as well, what you have to keep in mind is like, which one of these gives you the most leverage? This is what I think is really, really important to understand. Which one of these gives you most leverage? If you really think about it, it's not number 2 and it's not number 3, it's number 1. Here's why. If you are the best at what you do, you remove competition. I'm gonna say that again because that is such a killer point. Dropping bombs. If you are the best at what you do, you remove competition because you become a category of one. That's why that's the first, number 1 right here, right? You can become a category of one. I would rather be a category of one. Why the fuck would you want competition? If you had a button in front of you and that button said competition or no competition, which one are you gonna click? No competition. Why would you? It's like headache or no headache. Would you rather have, you're every single time you turn a corner, you stub your toe, or you don't stub your toe? Like, why would you want to deal with something inconvenient? Oh, because it's fucking awesome, right? Like, dude, this is business. Go do that at jujitsu or like at the gym or compete somewhere and like, why would you want to compete in the realm of making money? To me, I think that's silly. I want to exist where there's no fucking competition. It's just me. And that's it. I don't have to worry about other people. I don't have to think about that. Like, that's how I view business, right? And so the best way to do that is to just simply be better than everyone else. And that is quite, to me, that I personally think that is the smartest decision you can make if you really analyze it. Just simply be better than everyone else. It's like, imagine you're Michael Jordan and everyone else in your industry is like a fucking 5-year-old with a basketball. That is the best fucking position to be in, 100%. I think a lot of people start focusing more on these areas right here. And that's kind of what I want to talk about, guys, is like, what's the quickest way for you to accelerate this heroic mission and make it so you can get results and make more money faster and faster? Well, that really just lies in realizing that, like, yes, this is important. Your sales and your marketing are super important, but you can't neglect the product and the skill. You are the product. If you're selling information, maybe it's not. Maybe you have an e-commerce product. Maybe you have, D2C product, whatever. That could be the development of that product. Maybe you're selling a skill. It could be like you're selling email marketing, you're selling copywriting, VSLs, whatever it is, like website design, whatever it is, your skill. I think that you can be really, really good and be a stud in your area. But if you don't have these down right here, you won't make a lot of money. You see this a lot with YouTube influencers who are like, they're really good at getting attention, but they're just not really good at making money at all. You don't want to be that. Like, you want to be able to get attention, bring people in, make money, like do all that good stuff, right? So you have to have all three. It's not negotiable. You can't just be like, oh, I'm just going to be like, no, like you have to have all three of these. A really good product, maybe the product's you, maybe it's a real product, whatever it is, like just a good fucking product that people want, or a good skill, which is solopreneurship again, like that's you selling your service. It's more a service-based solopreneurship. You then have the actual bringing in of the money, okay? And then you have the ability to deliver the shit and make everything like smooth and efficient, okay? And like we said, everyone kind of exists as a snapshot on a timeline. That's their specific skill level. So here's what I've found, and I'm gonna go into detail right now. I think this is the journey that most people go on, okay? And I use the example here of like normal business, where I was saying like you're hiring someone, you're doing that, right? So this is kind of like a bar chart like this, but we added on the hiring section as well. So what happens, and I'll get to that in a sec, right? You're like, oh, Nick, we're talking about Solopreneurship. I thought we don't do hiring. I'll explain. Hold your panties. Like, don't worry, we're good. Stay strapped in. You're good to go. So essentially, like, everyone starts out and they suck at everything. Okay, like, you just start out, you suck. Then you start to get good at like something. Maybe you find a good product, or maybe you figure out your skill. For me, this was like copywriting. Like, you start to get kind of good at your thing, and you have to start getting good at sales and marketing because you need to bring money in. Okay, so you start bringing money in, and then what happens eventually is that you're starting to see, oh wait, there's a feedback loop, a positive feedback loop here. If I keep making more money, I'll keep growing, I'll make more money and more money and more money. And then what happens is you start trying to focus more and more on sales and marketing. And so S&M is what that yellow bar is, right? That's you trying to sell more. And you start bringing more and more customers into your ecosystem, into your world, more orders, more fulfillment, all of that. And so you have to start to get good at systems, okay? And so when you start to get good at systems, then you start to see, okay, well, I have to build out these things, I have to manage these things, I have to do all that. And this is like, I have a question mark right here. This is what I believe is the turning point and inflection point for most entrepreneurs. If you're someone who wants to deal with people, wants to have business partners, wants to have to do that, then this actually becomes your like a very high priority. How do I hire? How do I put the right people in? Because we're bringing in money, we have like a proven product, all of that. But hiring becomes the priority. And for me, I just kind of looked at it like, okay, well, hiring to me, this is just personal opinion here. I feel like it's a form of compensation for the three areas. If you were just to be the best at creating the product and the skill, and you were the best at selling and marketing it, and you were the best at creating systems and automations to be able to actually make it smoother to deliver the service and everything like that. If you were the best at that, you probably wouldn't need to hire as much, okay? You could probably get away with just contractors. You could probably get away with, in most instances, not having to hire a lot of people if you set up the right systems, if you sell it and market it properly, and if you have the right type of product and the right type of skill, right? And so this is like the path of the solopreneur, right? That's where people go. Instead of focusing on hiring, you should focus on getting really fucking good in these three areas. Your skill set, your product. I didn't update this, so let me like update this right now. Skill set and product, right? Your sales and your marketing, and your systems and your automation. Okay, that's an and, by the way. Boom, there we go. So your systems and your automations, like these three areas right here, if you focus on these and pour into your skill development, pour into your product development, pour into your sales, pour into your marketing, pour into your ability to understand systems, and pour into your ability to understand how to automate things. These three areas are what are going to make it easier for you to be able to grow as a solopreneur. Why is that? Because they make you independent. You're not dependent on other people if you're really good at this. If you're really good at these three areas, you can get by and make great money. I'm talking about like realistically, I'm trying to get to the point where 1-2 mil a year is just like easily possible. And I know if I just play the game long enough, like I'm probably doing about, I don't want to say the number on YouTube because the IRS, but let's just say I'm doing a good amount. I'm probably, how about this? I'm halfway there to the mark of what I just said earlier. I feel like you could say on the IRS. Yeah, no, I don't want the IRS to know how much I make. I didn't say anything in court. That's all. That's all I said, Your Honor. I said nothing on the YouTube channel, but you get what I'm saying. I know I can hit 1-2 a year, like 100%. I know I can definitely hit 1 to 2 mil a year. And it really is just going to come from time in the game, staying in it, and just getting better at selling and marketing, building better products, having better skills, and just being better at systems and automations than everyone else. No hiring required. So how do you do that then? Well, it has to be a deliberate focus. I think what happens is, yes, people will stop that and they'll stop developing here and start getting really good at hiring and bringing in other people that are like this, who are more talented than them. And I totally see that, but I don't want to do that. Sorry, I don't want to play that game. Like, I would rather get really good here, make like 2 mil a year, stack a ton of cash, go travel the world and experience life and get to view the world from a different lens, like, and actually enjoy this life that I have outside of an office, right? Like, I get the desire to do that, and people are like, whoa, I'll do that and I'll scale a company and then sell it for $300 million. Cool, dude, like, do that. Again, like, I don't think I need $300 million to live a fucking awesome life. Like, $300 million, I mean. I think I can live a fucking awesome life with like 10 mil liquid in a fucking bank account and just have it paying out dividends with specific investments. Like, I think that'd be fucking awesome. That'd be super cool. But hey, maybe I'm mistaken. I'll change my mind down the road. But for now, that's my focus. And so I just focus on getting really good at what I do. So for me, I'm a copywriter, I'm a marketer. Maybe you're a marketer as well. I mean, I think all of us are technically marketers. It's super important for you to get really, really, really fucking good at the skill of marketing, really good at the skill of copywriting, right? That is a skill set, right? But furthermore, like what this area is, skill and product right here, this is your specific thing, okay? Everyone has their own specific thing. For me, it happens to be copywriting. So I have some overlap here, right? Like sales and marketing, that's why I think I'm pretty good at marketing. It's because like literally what I do is my skill set, what I talk about and teach is marketing. So it's like, I'm gonna have some overlap, but this could literally be like bodybuilding, you know, like I said earlier. Oh, you can't see that. This could be like bodybuilding, it's a dumbbell, right? So think about it like this, guys. If you get really fucking good at what you do and you pursue excellence in that area and that you're just literally the best, you shit on everyone. If you do that, and then on top of that also, you focus on getting really good at understanding how to sell and how to market that and how to actually be able to, you know, get people interested and want to fucking pull out their wallets and give you money so you can then take those shekels to the bank. If you want to get good at that, that's probably a good idea. And then also on top of that, be able to really understand like how to understand the systems which give you leverage. Systems give you leverage. Everything else is just about understanding what you're doing, but that's really what helps you make it more efficient. So guys, that's solopreneurship. The fastest way for you to accelerate it is to understand the fucking game and realize that the more you pour into these areas, the faster you're gonna go. That's just what it is. That means you need to get really fucking good at what you teach. You need to get really good at learning how to sell and get people interested in that thing. And then on top of that, you need to get really good at understanding how to leverage, how to properly build leverage and get people bought in to your shit. Well, no, that's the sales and marketing. That's probably not the last part. How to get people through your shit in a way where there's not a lot of problems and customer support tickets and shit like that, right? Like that's systems and automations, right? Like that's kind of what I'm talking about. And you know, just your ability to do all your stuff, whatever you need to do, from producing assets to distributing content to like whatever it is, just having the right systems in place to make it so you're more leveraged, your time is more effective. That's the last part. Trail off sometimes a little bit on these calls or on these videos. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you really want to be able to crush it at solopreneurship, focus on those 3 areas. Focus on it. Don't get distracted by anything else. All you focus on is these, and you'll be golden. That's what's going to happen. So, that's everything I got for you guys today. Hope that was useful. We went for about 25 minutes there, so I'm going to go ahead and say that that's a good amount of content for you to take action on, and I don't need to actually make this a 6-hour long presentation. So hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you on whatever next video whenever I post that. Okay, bye.